Hi guys, so just going to do a bit of introductory stuff here on how search engines actually work. Now, obviously, do you need to understand the ins and outs of how a search engine works? Absolutely not. But Deep Crawl, which I will reference below in a link, do give you a rough idea of how search engines work, but in layman's terms, basically the search engines have bots, crawlers or spiders or whatever you want to call them, and they crawl and index your website. Now, crawling is one thing, which is basically their bot crawling your website and seeing what's there. Getting it indexed is a completely separate thing. Getting crawled and getting indexed are not the same thing, and do not, because something is crawled doesn't mean it's going to get indexed. So that is how search engines work. If there are things that search engines don't like duplicate content or whatever it may be, then your page will not get into the index. By the same token, if you've got your robots.txt file telling Google not to index that page or stay away from that page or whatever it might be, again, your page will not be indexed. So basically, your job is to make sure that your pages that are supposed to rank well do get crawled and indexed. But how does that work? So web pages get discovered by the search engine and get added into their data structure called an index, and that index includes discovered URLs with a number of relevant signals, basically your keywords, your content, the freshness of that page. Maybe they even look at user engagement of that page, but no one actually knows the 100% right answer on how that works. So regardless of who out there says, oh, the search engine works this way or that way, it's all guesswork. We can surmise on how they work, and as I say, my introductory part where you might get filtered out for duplicate content is something that I can't emphasize enough. Unique content, regardless of what way you look at it, is really important, and that is something you need to basically feed Google on. They love content, that's what they love crawling, and you need to feed it as much as you possibly can. Now, the aim of the search engine algorithm is to present a relevant set of high quality search results for the user that's doing the search. That means with the right intent and everything else as well. So location, language, previous search history, the device you're on can also have an impact on what is thrown up on Google. Now, why would a page not be indexed? As I said, robots text file might have exclusions. You may have other directives saying no index, or whatever it might be, the canonical tag. And search engines algorithms are basically out there to judge low quality pages and duplicate content and basically throw them in the bin, effectively filtering them out. And obviously a lot of complications along the way, such as 404 errors and all that kind of stuff, can help you not get in the index. And obviously for every last blog post you do, for every last piece of work that you do in your website, the job is to get it into the index and get it ranking well. No one blogs for the sheer hell of it. No one writes content for the sheer hell of it. It's all done with a commercial purpose, and it's your job to make sure that those bots can get to that content through your navigational structure of your website, and the search engines can find it relatively easily, and then we go onto your own page and make sure that the page is tagged up properly and everything else. But effectively, this is how search engines work in layman's terms. There's obviously a lot more to it and a lot more technical jargon that people can give you. You can go away and do your research if you want to dig a little bit deeper on how they actually work, and people that go into more depth in terms of explanations. But I think if you're learning SEO, you just need to understand that one, content is king and it needs to be unique. Your on page is really important, and that is something we will be getting into in the following videos, just showing you how to do this job properly. But effectively, we're trying to show the search engines that we're the good guys with our websites.